Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to all our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. Throughout Jewish history, it's been pretty common practice for whatever ills was going on in society was blamed on the Jews in some way. It was connected. The Jews are to blame, Israel is to blame. Especially nowadays, you open up the headlines, negative headline after negative headline, blame. You know, last week's Torah portion is called Balak. It's named after a rabid anti-Semite who wanted to destroy the entire Jewish nation in the desert. This week's Torah portion, Parsha Pinchas, is named after the hero who foiled his wicked plans, saved the Jewish nation, and changed his own destiny. God rewarded Pinchas with becoming a Kohen, with the priesthood, for stepping up. But maybe last week and this week's Torah portion are actually meant to be a pair, like evil and peace, you know? Like Pinchas was growth through adversity. Balak's wicked plan is what set the stage and gave Pinchas the opportunity to step up and do what was right. How do we react when we hear about all the evil that's going on in the world? Are we able to not just retain our humanity, but actually have that challenge bring out the best within us? Rick Hansen is a psychologist who famously said, it's one of the greatest challenges is to retain our reasonableness, responsibility, morality, ethics, to retain that ourselves when others are not acting that way. When we're faced with a challenge, are we able to step up? What do we do about it? Because here's the thing about blame. When we blame, essentially we're also outsourcing the solution. We're saying, well, if somebody caused the mess, they should clean it up, right? Balak's the one who came up with the wicked plan. He should be the one to solve it. Pinchas didn't say that. Pinchas said, no. There's a situation. I'm stepping up. I'm doing what needs to be done. Well, you could say, well, we're no Pinchases. You know, he must have had like that personality, that character trait, you know, the go-getter, the somebody who steps up in those situations. But the Torah tells us that wasn't his personality at all. He took after his grandfather Aaron, the high priest, the Kohen Gadol, who was a peace-loving, peaceful, you could say passive, no aggression, no zealotry. But Pinchas in that moment overcame his natural instincts because that's what was called for in that moment. It went against his whole nature. But he saw what was happening and he knew he needed to step up in that moment. Whatever challenge we're faced with in life, whatever is going on in the world, instead of retreating and hiding, which might be our natural tendency, is we need to step up. We need to do something. And how do we do that? You know, they say, think globally, act locally. We need to start within ourselves. What do we stand for? What are our red lines? And then stand firmly behind those. If anybody tries to cross them, we stand up. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's not our nature. We each have a little zealotry, a little Pinchas within us. And when push comes to shove, we need to take a stand and say, this is who we are. And in that way, we save the Jewish nation, and we could also change our own destiny. Shabbat Shalom. We should hear good things.